Majority Leader, you may proceed and table the notice paper.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to table the following notice paper running from the 4th to 5th March 2025. And today being a Tuesday, 4th March 2025 at 9:30 a.m. Honorable Speaker, we have the following business. On papers, we'll be having a Nyandarua County Fiscal Strategy paper, CFSP, for year 2025, Mr. Speaker, to 2026. The medium-term debt management strategy paper, which will be being sponsored by Honorable Mwangi, who happens to be the same person studying at the floor of the House, the Majority Leader. Honorable Speaker, I also beg to table the report of the committee. We'll have the following business: report of the Committee on Public Service Administration and Devolution on Budget Implementation for the financial year 2023, sponsored by 2023 to 2024, sponsored by Honorable Edna Nwabu Kingori, Chairperson Committee on Public Service and Administration and Devolution. We'll also be having the report on the Committee on Health Services on the budget implementation for the financial year 2023-2024, sponsored by Honorable Paul Geshe Wabaire, Chairperson Committee on Health Services. Honorable Speaker, we will also be having a report on the Committee on Tourism, Trade, Cooperative Development and Industrialization on the Departmental Budget Implementation Report for the year 2023-2024, sponsored by Honorable Samuel Limui Kayani, Chairperson Committee on Tourism, Cooperative Development, Trade and Industrialization. We'll also be having a report of the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services on the Departmental Budget Implementation Report for the year 2023-2024, sponsored by Honorable Peter Gadungu Kamau, Chairperson Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs and Culture. Honorable Speaker, we will also be having a report of the RAS, Physical Planning and Urban Development on the Departmental Budget Implementation Report of the year 2023-2024, being sponsored by Honorable John Dugashino, Chairperson Committee, RAS, Physical Planning and Urban Development. On statements, we'll be having statement on water tariffs in Olkalau Municipality by Olkalau Water and Sanitation Company, being sought by Honorable Stephen Murithi Matimu, County Member from Olkalau. On motions on bills, we'll be having a motion on the adoption of the report of the Committee on County Public Accounts and Investment, Committee on the consideration of reports of the Auditor General on Olkalau Water and Sanitation Company for the period ended June 2021 to 30th June 2022. It will be sponsored by Honorable Dan Gedejik Chege, Chairperson Committee, Public Accounts and Investment. Today at afternoon hours, Honorable Speaker will be having the following business. Honorable Speaker will be having the following papers. That is the report of the Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resource on Nyandarua County Climate Change Amendment Bill 2024, sponsored by Honorable Isaac Kamau Bai, Chairperson Committee on Water, Environment and Climate Change. We'll also be having the following paper, report of the Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources on Nyandarua Climate Change Actions Report 2023-2024 financial year, sponsored by Honorable Isaac Kamau Bai, Chairperson Committee, Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources. We'll also be having the report on the Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change, Natural Resource on Budget Implementation for the financial year 2023, 2024, being sponsored by the same chair, Honorable Isaac Kamabai, Chairperson Committee on Water. We'll also be getting another report, a paper, the report of the budget and appropriation committee on the approvals of budget adjustments as requested by the county treasury, sponsored by Honorable Isaac Wajiro, Chairperson Budget and Appropriation Committee. On notices of motion, Mr. Speaker, we'll be having a notice of motion on the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the approvals of budget adjustments as requested by the county treasurer, the sponsor being Honorable Isaac Wajiro, Chairperson Committee, Chairperson Budget and Appropriation Committee. Mr. Speaker, we'll also be having a statement, response to a statement sought by Honorable Samuel Imoi Kayani on conducting of environmental impact assessment services within the county, parts corrected for the services and expenditures therein for year 2017-2018 to financial year 2022-2023. And the response will get the response from Honorable Zachary Mwangi, Chairperson Committee on Finance, Economic Planning and ICT. We'll also be having a response to a statement sought by Honorable Samuel Madhu Wainaina on Honorable Speaker, on statement on the status of the implementation of the annual budget estimates for the year 2024-2025 for the period ending, that is September 2024, for each department as required under Section 166(4) on Public Finance Management Act 2012. The amounts corrected, the receiver of the revenue from each revenue stream and the status of the pending bills. Getting the response from Honorable Zachary Mwangi, Chairperson Committee on Finance. Tomorrow being a Wednesday, Honorable Speaker, will be a working day where at 9:30 a.m. That is the morning session. Mr. Speaker, we'll be having the report of the Committee on Health Services on the JM, Kariuki Memorial County Referral Level 4 Hospital Annual Report and Financial Statements for year ended 30th June 2024. This is sponsored by Honorable Paul Geshe, Wabaida, Chairperson Committee on Health Services. We'll also be getting report on the Committee of Health Services on Engineer County, Level 4 Hospital Annual Report and Financial Statement for the year ended 30th June 2024, sponsored by the State Chair, Honorable Paul Geshe, Wabaida. We'll also be getting report of the Committee on Youth Empowerment, Sports, and arts on the Departmental Budget Implementation report of the year 2023-2024, sponsor being Honorable Joseph Kuria, Chairperson Committee, Sports, Youth, and Arts. Mr. Speaker, we'll also be getting having another report of the Committee on Finance, Economic Planning, and ICT on the Nyandarua County Finance Bill 2024, sponsor being Honorable Zachary Mwangi, Chairperson Committee on Finance and Economic Planning. Honorable Speaker, we'll also be getting another report of the Committee of Finance and Economic Planning and ICT on the budget implementation for the financial year 2023-2024 by the same chair, Honorable Zachary Mwangi, Chairperson Committee on Finance and Economic Planning. Mr. Speaker, we'll also be getting another report sponsored by the same chair, Committee of Finance, that is Zachary Mwangi, that is the report of the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning and on ICT on Nyandarua County Revenue Fund Annual Report and Financial Statement for year ended 30 June 2024. And lastly, from the same chair, we'll also be getting having another paper sponsored by the same chair, that is the report of the Committee on Finance and Economic Planning and ICT, that is on the Nyandarua County Receiver of Revenue and Annual Revenue Statements for the financial year ended 30 June 2024. Honorable Speaker, we're also getting various response to statements from various members who happens to be the chairs of the various committees, and we'll start by a response to a statement sought by Honorable Patrick Mohende Kariuki on the statement of the status of payment of facilitative and remunerative allowances to the staff in the county executive. The respondent being Honorable Ednard Wabugu Kingori, Chairperson Committee on Public Service and Administration. We will also be getting another response to a statement sought by Honorable Stephen Muridi Matimo on statement on the status of operations of Engineer County Level 4 Hospital and its mortuary. The respondent being Paul Gesho-Wambeire, Chairperson Committee on Health Services. Mr. Speaker, we'll also be getting a response to a statement sought by Honorable Mary Wajiko Kabilo on the statement of the status of Burugwa Dam. The respondent will be the respondents of Mr. Speaker be John Dugashino, Chairperson Committee on Lands, Physical Planning and Urban Development. We'll also be getting, Honorable Speaker, response to a statement sought by Honorable Isaac Kamau Bai on the statement of the status of titling of the public land in the county and the survey of public land meant for public amenities, which should include survey of lands and roads reserves. Respondent being John Dugashino, Chairperson Committee on Lands and Physical Planning. Mr. Speaker, we'll also be getting another response to a statement sought by Honorable James Keiro Gashomba on the statement on surveying of colonial dams and status of Mairunya and Engineer municipalities. The respondent will be Honorable John Dugashino, Chairperson Committee, RAS, Physical Planning and Urban Development. On motions and bills, Mr. Speaker, we'll be having a motion on the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the approvals of budget adjustments as requested by County Secretary, being sponsored by Honorable Isaac Kongo Wajiro, Chairperson Committee, Chairperson Budget and Appropriation Committee. Tomorrow at 2:30, Honorable Speaker, we'll be having the following business. That is the report of the committee. The following, we'll be having the following papers, and we'll start by the report of the Committee on Trade, Cooperative, Tourism and Industrialization on Nyandarua County or Borosa Sports, Tourism and Conservation, Sports, Tourism and Conservation Half Marathon Fund Annual Report and financial statement for the financial year, that is June 2024, sponsored by Samuel Dirimui Kayani, Chairperson Committee on Trade, Cooperatives and Industrialization. We'll also be getting another report of the Committee on County Public Accounts and Investment on the report of the Auditor General on Engineer County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended that June 2022. The sponsor being Honorable Dan Shege Ideji, Chairperson Committee on Public Accounts and Investment. Honorable Speaker, we'll also be getting another paper, that is the report of the Committee on County Public Accounts and Investment on the report of the Auditor General on JM County Level 4 Hospital for the year ended that June 2023, sponsor being Honorable Dan Shegegideji, Chairperson Committee, Public Accounts and Investment. We'll also be getting another paper, that is the report on of the Committee on County Public Accounts and Investment on the report of the Auditor General on County Executive Nyandarua, County Executive of Nyandarua for the year ended that is June 2021 and that is June 2022, sponsor being Honorable Dan Gedeji Chege, Chairperson Committee on Public Accounts and Investments. We'll also be having another paper, that is the report of the Committee on County Public Accounts and Investment in the reports of the Auditor General For county civil servants car loan and mortgage scheme, and Nyandarua County Executive, that is state and public officers car loan and mortgage scheme for the year ended, for the financial years ended 30th June 2019, 30th June 2020, 30th June 2021, and 30th June 2022. Sponsor being Honorable Dan Segegiteji, Chairperson Committee on Public Accounts and Investment. We also be having another paper that is the report of the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services on Nyandarua County Bursary Fund Annual Report and Financial Statement for the financial year ended 30 June 2024, sponsor being Peter Tigadungu Kamau, Chairperson Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs and Culture. We'll also be getting another report of the Committee on Legal Affairs, Labor Relations and Intergovernmental Relations and Coordination on the Nyandarua County Office of the County Attorney Annual Report for the period running that 1st July 2023 to 30th June 2024. The sponsor being Honorable Hussein Domo Kasana, Chairperson Legal Affairs and Labor, Intergovernmental Relations and Coordination Committee. Mr. Speaker, we'll also be having another paper that is the report on the Committee on Special Funds Accounts on Nyandarua County Emergency Fund Annual Report and Financial Statement for the year ended 30 June 2024, sponsor being Peter Dejikeriga, Chairperson Committee on Special Funds Accounts. We'll also be getting another paper that is from the same chair, that is report on Special Funds Accounts on Nyandarua County Executive, that is state and public car loan and mortgage scheme fund annual report and financial statements for the financial year ended 30 June 2024, sponsor being Peter Dejikeriga. Mr. Speaker, we'll also be having another paper that is the report of the Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on the budget implementation for the year ended 2023-2024, and sponsor being Paul Keruka Boru, Chairperson Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. And lastly, the last business tomorrow, Honorable Speaker, will be a statement, will be a response to a statement sought by Honorable James Keiru Ashomba on the statement of the status of implementation of County Aggregated Industrial Park, KAIPU, at Yabini. And we'll be getting the response, Honorable Speaker, from Honorable Samuel Limui Kayani, Chairperson Committee, Trade, Cooperatives and Industrialization. And Mr. Speaker, I hereby table the said notice paper. I wish you well as we deliberate on the next agenda, the said agendas for this week. Thank you, honorable members. Thank you.
Very well. The notice paper is duly tabled, and honorable members, as you may notice, there is a lot of business for today and tomorrow, and I can only pray for members to have enough energy. We are equal to the task. Clerk, next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have papers to be laid by Honorable Elijah Mwanginyaga, Leader of Majority Party.
By Elijah Mwanginyaga, Leader of Majority Party, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to go the following documents. And Honorable Speaker, one of the documents, it will be the memorandum on the county CFSP paper 2025, county physical strategy paper 2025, and county debt strategy paper 2025. and I hereby table the said documents. Thank you.
The report is duly tabled. The same shall be processed as directed by the House Business Committee pursuant to Standing Order 157.5D. Clerk, next order. Honorable members, I beg your pardon. The report is directed to the Budget and Appropriation Committee and Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee. How much time do you need to report back to the House?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As this is a statutory document, it is required to be done within 14 days. So
14 days.
Next week, Wednesday, it could be done.
14 days, the report will be back to the House for approval. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, still under the same order on papers, we have a paper to be laid by Honorable Edina Ndwambogo Kingori, the Chairperson, Committee on Public Service, Administration and Devolution.
Honorable Edna, Honorable Ashomba, on behalf of the Chair, proceed. A reason for the leave? The leave sought is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, still under the order on papers, we have a report of the Committee on Health Services on budget implementation for financial year 2023-2024 by Honorable Paul Ngeshwambaire, the Chairperson, Committee on Health Services.
Honorable Beth Wahito, on behalf of the Chair, Health Services, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, the Committee on Health Services was duly entrusted by this esteemed House with the responsibility to scrutinize and provide a report on the budget implementation for the financial year 2023-2024 to date. The committee has received the aforementioned report from the Department of Health and is in the process of verifying the information contained therein with the members of the Assembly, particularly with regard to the projects that have been undertaken. In view of the ongoing verification process, the committee respectively requested that this Honorable House grant an extension of 2 weeks to allow for the completion of its review and submission of the final report on this matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The leave sought is well explained and deserving, so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested. Clerk, proceed. Next order.
Still under the order on papers, we have a paper to be led by Honorable Samuel Rimui Kayani, the Chairperson, Committee on Tourism, Cooperative Development, Trade and Industrialization.
Honorable Joyce Munywa, on behalf of the Chair, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The committee requests for 16 more days. We wrote to the department, but the information that was provided was insufficient. So we have basically written to them, and so we are expecting the comprehensive report on the same. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We are requesting for 60 days to be able to go to get the report from the department.
Okay, the leave sought is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, still under the order on papers, we have a paper to be laid by Honorable Peter Gadhungu Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services.
Honorable Peter Gadhungu Kamau, Chairperson, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services is currently considering the report on Nyandarua County Bursary Fund, that is 2023-2024. It will later consider a report on the subsidized youth polytechnic tuition fees, that is SYPT, or for 2023-2024, and the pre-primary capitation. The rest of the projects and programs will be considered in a different report. The committee will therefore table all the 3 reports within 60 days. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The leave sought is well explained and deserving, and so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a paper by Honorable John Dodachino, the Chairperson, Committee on Lands, Physical Planning and Urban Development.
Honorable John Dodachino. Honorable Esther Waithera, on behalf of Chair, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Chair, I would wish to let the House know that we had submitted a request to the department for a report on the budget implementation for the financial year 2023-2024, and no information has yet been received on this. So I request that you grant us some more 21 days so that we can complete this work and present a comprehensive report to this House. Then, thank you.
The reef sought is well explained and serving, and so I grant it as sought. Chairperson, ensure the report is ready within the time requested. Clerk, next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, statements. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a statement to be sought by Honorable Stephen Murithi Matimo, County Member from Karao Ward.
Honorable Stephen Murithi Matimo, County Member from Karao Ward, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for granting me this opportunity to seek a statement that is of very much importance to us, the residents of Olkalau Township and also Olkalau Municipality. Mr. Speaker, sir, statement on water tariffs in Olkalau Municipality by Olkalau Water and Sanitation Company, Olwasco, from the Chairperson, Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change, and Natural Resources. Mr. Speaker, sir, I hereby seek a statement from the Chairperson, Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change, and Natural Resources, addressing the following concerns. Aware that the Constitution recognizes that every person has a right to access of clean and safe water in adequate quantities and a right to reasonable standards of sanitation, function bestowed upon the county government. Further aware that both the national government and Nyandarua County government has been working with Olkalau Water and Sanitation Company, Olwasco, to distribute water to residents of Olkalau Municipality and its environs. Mr. Speaker, sir, concerned that the Department of Water, Environment, Climate Change, and Natural Resources has not provided a reasonable explanation as to why there has been persistent water rationing despite the huge investment made in the company and takeovers of various boreholes by Olwasco. Mr. Speaker, sir, maybe a small explanation on the same. I sought a statement some times back on various boreholes that are within our county. And we got a response from the department that they've taken over. And I thank Honorable Geshoke who seated together with us this morning, because by then he was working in the Ministry of Water at the national government. And they did a lot of boreholes, and especially within our municipality. And it will go in history, Honorable Geshoke, that you made us proud as the residents of this town. But even having done that, we still have a big problem of water rationing. Right now, Mr. Speaker, I was seated here, and one of my tenants had just texted me, we don't have water right now. Mr. Speaker, sir, this is a problem. Further concerned that Olwasco, through the Water Service Regulatory Board, WASREB, imposed an increase of water tariffs via Kenya Gazette Notice number 16,246, which is dated the 29th November 2024 and published on 6th December 2024. Despite an overwhelming rejection by the stakeholders, especially consumers, in a stakeholders public participation meeting held at Royal Gardens Resort in Olkalau. Mr. Speaker, sir, the residents of this town, and I thank that the statement that I'm seeking, my honorable member is in this honorable house, Honorable Getao, and Honorable Mwanginyaga, and Honorable Venji were in that meeting together with myself. And everyone in that meeting during the public participation, members of the public, the consumers, rejected additional amount on the tariffs. And the request that they made at that particular meeting at Royal Gardens, and they appended their signatures, was one request. We've rejected the proposed water tariffs, go back to the drawing board, sit down, come up with new water tariffs, and call us for another public participation after having reviewed the water tariffs, Mr. Speaker, sir. But what happened? In our WhatsApp group, the MD of Olwasco just wrote and said that we've already gazetted the water tariffs and it will take effect in the next 30 days. Arising from the foregoing, Mr. Speaker, sir, I seek that the chairperson of the Committee on Water, Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources does within 7 days provide the following information and accompanying documentation. Within 7 days, Mr. Speaker, sir. Before I mention the questions, there's something that I would wish this Honorable House to know. Olwasco was a creation of the majority leader in this House today, Honorable Mwangi Nyaga. He is the author of Olwasco that we are enjoying today. And he's seated together with us here. And today I want to stand in this Honorable House to congratulate
Honorable Steve, kindly explain, did he create Olwasco as the majority leader or in what capacity?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. He created Olwasco when he was the chairperson of the de facto Olkalau Town Council. I want you to go on record that this morning I want to give credit to honorable members, Honorable Mwangi Nyaga and Honorable James Mwangi Geshoke, because of the efforts that they've done to ensure that Olkalau municipality has adequate water. And I've mentioned two things. One, Mwangi Nyaga, who is seated together with us this morning, ensured that we were able to get gravity water. Because before that, Mr. Speaker, we were running Olkalau town by use of electricity-run boreholes. And there were very few. And by then, the water tariffs were very, very low. But something happened around 2013. After our majority leader ensured that he got some grants to ensure that people of Olkalau get adequate water, running on gravity, some people in the office sat and came up with an adjusted upward tariffs that were gazetted. The current CEC water went to court, Samuel Washira. And one of the complaints that he made was when we were running Olwasco using electricity-powered boreholes, the tariffs were low. Right now, we are having gravity water from the mountain that is coming to our town via gravity. Why did you have to raise the water tariffs? Up to date, what we got from him the other day is that the case is still in court. After the public participation, Mr. Speaker, sir, residents of Olkalau, the town has grown in numbers. From 2013 to date, the water connection, the people who pay water have increased. The number of households from 2013 have increased. And I just wish that we can get an auditor's report that I think it is among the business that will be transacted today. There's a motion on the same. You'll find some of the evils that is happening within these water companies, Mr. Speaker, sir. We would wish and request that the Committee on Water, as I'm requesting, within 7 days, they bring these documents for us to peruse, for us to look into it. And I'm humbly requesting, Mr. Speaker, and let this be on record, that we would request the chair, the speaker of this honorable house. We've seen what special committee can do. The other committee that was being was led by Honorable Zachary Jero the other day. they came up with a very good report. I would humbly request that after receiving this information, Mr. Speaker, I would request this Honorable House to form a special committee. We look into the details of these water companies. Mr. Speaker, sir, number one, I would wish to seek my paper. Let me. There was a problem with the printer. Number one, I want to get, or I would wish the chair get us a copy of the license of Olkalau Water and Sanitation Company within or with its memorandum, articles of association, and a list of shareholders and the amount of shares held by each shareholder. That will help us, Mr. Speaker, sir, to know this company that our majority leader helped to form, what is its current status? Who are the shareholders? Who are the major beneficiaries that they get to a point that the tariffs that they've placed on our people are punitive? If you can go to that WhatsApp group, Mr. Speaker, sir, that Olkalau Waters Olwasco has opened, from morning to evening, it's complain, and cries from our residents. And we cannot sit down in this Honorable House and continue listening to people crying. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I read the second question, we had a meeting at the ACK. The majority leader was there, Honorable Geta was there, Mheshimiwa Denji was there, I was there. And we agreed, together with the MD of Olwasco, that we are going, first of all, to ensure that status quo remains. But the tariffs that people are getting outside there is the same punitive tariffs, Mr. Speaker, sir. Number two, the terms and conditions of license of Olkalau Water and Sanitation Company and status of fulfillment of the conditions set. Number three, we wish to get from the company documentation on the request made to Water Service Regulatory Board on the adjustment of the tariffs, which should include, number one, a report on the justification of the increment. Because anytime that water is to be increased, Mr. Speaker, it doesn't originate from WASREP. It originates from Olwasco. Olwasco are the same people who went and said that we want to adjust these tariffs upward. We want to know the reasons. B, the public participation report with attendees register. C, a cabinet request for the approval and evidence of resolution on the approval by the County Executive Committee. What did the CEC Water take to the cabinet for them to approve this? We would wish to see that memo. Number four, any correspondence and documentation between WASREP and Olwasco. That communication that they've been having, we would wish to have it, Mr. Speaker, sir. Number five, the status of fulfillment on the conditions set in the in-pledge gazette notice. Number six, a detailed report on the cost of operations and maintenance and other expenses and bank statement for the financial year 2023-2024. And the first half report bank statement for this particular financial year 2024-2025 to date. We wish to have their bank statement. Number seven, minutes and attendance register of the meeting held at ACK Church Hall on the adjusted tariffs. We want to see what they minuted in the meeting that we held. Mr. Speaker, sir, any other information that the committee may deem to fit to request and be provided. We are requesting this within 7 days, Mr. Speaker. This is a very emotive thing to all of us. And the other day I told ourselves, together with the majority leader here, seated here, we're not going to...
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Mwangi Nyaga? Mwangi is okay. Minority leader.
I just wish to be guided by your office and the clerks on the table, whether the member has exceeded Maximum 3 minutes as provided by the standing orders.
Honorable Minority Leader, kindly come again. I was consulting.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to be guided by yourself and the table office whether the member has exceeded his 3 minutes as provided in the standing orders.
Honorable Speaker, on
Order. Is it in connection?
Yes,
with
Honorable
what
Speaker.
Honorable Mwangi Ishuke asking?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I am wondering whether the minority leader is reading from the same standing order that I have, because the only time that the 3-minute rule applies is when one is making a contribution and not when one is presenting a motion or any other business.
Order, honorable members. Honorable Mwangi Gishuki, you are out of order. What we are dealing with is not members' general statement, is statement hour. I refer you to standing order 46, and therefore I request the seeker of the statement to continue and conclude his statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think I'm actually at the tail end of my statement, and I know Honorable Ishoke has some goodwill because of the businesses before this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think I've just mentioned that we want to know the reason as to why this company thought of increasing our tariffs. And maybe just to mention so that maybe Mheshimiwa Geshoki can understand. One of the things that they've increased is water that we buy from the water kiosks. Previously, it was being sold at 50 shillings. Let me just finish with Mheshimiwa Geshoki. I'm sitting down in the next few minutes. It was being sold, Mr. Speaker, at 50 shillings.
Order,
right now,
order. What is it, Honorable Mwangi Gishuki?
Mr. Speaker, I would wish to inform the member that the people of Engineer brought in a completely responsible leader who has capacity to understand, and he does not need to be informed on what time he needs to understand the matter.
Come again, Honorable Mwangi Gishuki. Come again. You may need to increase your volume.
Mr. Speaker, I'm just saying that the member is out of order by insinuating.
You may only request order. We may only request whether he is on out of order.
I wish you to find the member out of order in the context of trying to insinuate that the people of Engineer did not bring in a person to represent them who has capacity to understand. I wish to inform him that I am of good sound mind and I easily understand issues, and that I don't need to be reminded when I need to understand and when not.
Order, Honorable Steve, kindly address the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. What I was saying, Chair, was the cost previously in the old water tariff was 50 shillings as I sit down. Right now, it is 150 shillings, Mr. Speaker, sir. I seek this statement, and I believe that within the 7 days, we shall get the what we've requested from the chairperson, and kindly, because I can see the vice chair here, please let's have these documents within 7 days. Thank you.
The statement is duly sought. I refer the statement to the Committee on water, environment, climate change, and natural resources. Chairperson, how many days do you need to respond?
Honorable Speaker, maybe just before you throw.
Order. Are you standing on behalf of the chair?
I just wanted to put a rider.
Order, Honorable Majority Leader. We may need, first of all, to...
I just wanted to give more information on the said statement.
Or to add on the statement?
Yes.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, the matter at hand is quite emotive at the moment. Honorable Speaker, you have heard from the Honorable Matimo. He have informed them House that I was one of the directors who are there at the moment we were forming Orwasco company. Honorable Speaker, I just want to say that indeed, as members of the County Assembly who represent this area and who happens to be within the jurisdiction of Orwasco, indeed, we all agree the tariffs for water and sewerage are eligible for annual indexation as per the WASLEP regulations. But what transpired here...
Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga, I want just to issue, order, have your seat. I want just to issue some guidance on because the matter at hand is a statement seeking. You may only add, order, Honorable Mwanginyaga, I'm addressing you. You may add to the request, to the what more information do you need, kindly, so that we don't go to preempting the debate, because we will have that when the response has been given. Proceed.
Speaker, I agree with you. There are various each pertinent issue that we need to get from the Orwasco. We also need to get on the number of employees that we have currently at Orwasco, because the services provided are not very adequate. But having said that, because this is a very emotive issue, I would wish the members also to do some research on the surrounding water providing companies. That is Nyarwasco. We have Nyarwasco, we have Nawasco, and they look at the charges of the tariffs, so that when we come here, back here, discussing on the same statement, of the said statement, we'll be able to make a well-informed decision. They also have to look at the water. That is the water providing company in Nairobi, where water from Nyandarua is being...
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, just protect me, because I'm always summing up. I'm almost summing it up.
Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga,
this is a very serious issue.
Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga. Order.
Point of order, sir.
Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga. Order, when a member seeks order. Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga. Order. You are out of order. Honorable Mwanginyaga, you are out of order. I order you to sit down.
Point of information.
I order you to sit down.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker. Point of information.
Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga. Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga.
Point of question.
Order.
I don't come from Nyandarua.
Order, Honorable Mwanginyaga.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mwanginyaga, Majority Leader, you are out of order. You are not supposed to answer members directly. You know the standing orders. When a member asks for a point of order, he is in order to correct and point out what is out of order for the chair to rule. Honorable Mwanginyaga, you are out of order. Honorable Mwangi Geshoke, point out the point of order.
Just, Mr. Speaker, and without appearing to tell the Speaker what to do when a member is grievously out of order, the sergeant at arms can always escort him out. And,
point of information, Honorable Speaker.
I wish to also put that the member is out of order in this
context. Order. Let's hear point of order. Then
member is out of order in
point
this
of
context.
Information.
The statement as raised by the honourable member for Matimu is explicit, is clear. It has been given, the committee has been given opportunity to go and to look at the issues they have raised. We are not at a time of debate on the statement. If the member has anything to add on that statement, he has to wait for the committee to bring the report, then he can be able to put his input in it. And again, he's the majority leader of this assembly. He knows he can sit in any committee at any time. And therefore, what he should just be doing is not, okay, let me not use that word, is to come at the committee of water and express whatever he's saying, Mr. Speaker, instead of taking us into circles, debating a statement which we are not even aware of, but the committee has been given mandate to. He's out of order. In the meantime, can the sergeant at arms do their work, Mr. Speaker?
Ogadongo, you had information to the House.
Even me.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, was your ruling in order? And why I ask so, Honorable Speaker, is the mic was not on, so Honorable Mwangi Nyaga was addressing himself. He was not addressing the House. It was not captured in the House, Mr. Speaker.
Present Honorable Wajiro, member for Crater.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for granting me this opportunity. But I was just concerned, and this is a clarification, because as members, we are responsible of giving correct information to the House. And therefore, the clarification I'm seeking is that the Honorable Mwangi Nyaga said Athi Water supplies water in Nairobi. Is that the correct information?
Order. Honorable members. Order. I'm here to rule on whether you are out of order or you are in order. Honorable members, as much as a matter is very important, this is a house of procedure. And any member contributing or having been given an opportunity to address the House should do so in accordance with the read procedure. Honorable Mwangi Nyaga, as I guided you, it's only additional information you request to be added on the statement and not the debate. And any concern is available, the opportunity is available at the committee for any member of the assembly to contribute in the committee for the response. Honorable members, why the mic was switched off is because the majority leader was out of order and we had to use the means available to put him in order. Therefore, Honorable Mwangi Nyaga, kindly conclude on your added statement. Kindly conclude, only add the information that you seek to request from the statement if it was not given by Honorable Steve Matimu.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Gadongo?
Honorable Speaker, I've been in this House for the last 7.5 years. And Honorable Speaker, I've never seen the sitting speaker using a rungu. What was the purpose of using the rungu, Mr. Speaker?
Order, honorable members, these apparatus are available to the chair in order to put the House in order. Therefore, it was quite in order. You know the matter is emotive, and therefore we have to use any means to control the majority leader. So, majority leader, proceed and conclude.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mwangi Nyaga, you may put off your mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for that wise decision that you have undertaken to give me more time to add on very pertinent questions that we need to be responded to. Honorable Speaker, I'd wish to know the number of connections from the time that we started, that is back in 2010, the number of connections that we have currently, the number of connections or customers that we have at Orwasco company, so that we can also make informed decision by what we call comparative analysis on what was transpiring like 5 years back and what is currently the connection number. It will inform us on so many other factors that will guide us on making the right decision for the Orwasco company. Thank you for granting me that opportunity. Thank you.
Very well. Honorable Carol Gerara, on behalf of the chair, I know you are the vice chair, Committee on Water. In view of the matters at hand, how many days, how much time do you need to respond to the House?
Thank you, Chair, for this opportunity. And due to the seriousness of the matter, I request this House to grant us 60 days. Because if we work with the 7 days and we have other businesses that are pending, we might not be able to give the sufficient information. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. I wish to put a rejoinder, Mr. Speaker. I'm a member of the committee. I wish to put a rejoinder, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Mwangi Nyaga, I understand you are a member in the Committee of Water. Yeah, can you kindly give input before we make...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to put the following rejoinder, and I would want the members of who are within our crowd to prove me wrong or right. This matter has been faced the Committee of Water in another different situation. When the question of tariffs were discussed, and when the questions of how many number of boreholes are within Orkala was discussed, the Committee of Water, I start to be corrected, but I can correct my mind, made the following observation. One, that the boreholes, which was given by the Orwasco, they explained why the tariffs were expensive, and they said that most of the boreholes are electricity based, and that the cost of management of water is that high. It was recommended, and that is why I want that even as we seek for 60 days, that these members can also come to the committee and tell the committee what they have done. The Committee of Water recommended that there be concerted effort by the county government of Nyandarua to ensure the boreholes that are electricity based are solarized. There was a rejoinder, I remember because I'm the one who moved that report. There was a rejoinder that the members themselves consider, if they think this matter is as emotive as they are putting it, consider ensuring that those boreholes are functional and that they are able to operationalize them by putting, I repeat, priority on those boreholes. We will sit as a committee, we will look into this. I am assuring you that this is a replica of the same report that we were going to be giving, but I am allowing that it can be discussed in short in favor of this. Secondly, and I also would also to be guided by the legal department. The loom for review and determination of rates is at the WASLIP. I have not seen a prayer in this statement that requests us to initiate a process where Senate can be able to ask WASLIP to appear so that it can be able to do this. Let me finish this one, it's just important. That's one, Mr. Speaker. Because some of the requests that are being done are not even within the within the
Order,
mandates of
order.
the-
That's why I'm calling you to order. Honorable Mwangi Gichuki, that may form part of your response. And therefore, what we wanted to know is the reason for the 60 days. However, let's listen to Honorable Steve Mastimu, the seeker of the statement on the negotiation of the time. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we are not seeking for any written report. We are seeking for papers. Mr. Speaker, sir, it's a matter of bank statement. It's something that you go to whichever bank that they use, cooperative bank, they request for a printed certified copy. We are seeking for letters from WASREB. It's something that is on their file. We are seeking for expenses. It's something that is within a click of a button. There is nowhere. We are requesting for boreholes that are run with electricity or solar.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
What information, Honorable Wajiro?
Mr. Speaker, we might be going round and round on this discussion, and especially when you are talking about an emotive issue of water. Any report given to this house or any paper given to this house has to come through a report. So therefore, when Honorable Matimo says they are not seeking for a report, you can't just drop a paper on this floor of the house, Mr. Speaker. We have to bring it in form of a report, and we give authentic information to this house. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, 60 days for the water company is enough, the water committee is enough, so that we give a comprehensive report if they want to be sorted anyway. But if they want just information,
point of information, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
If they just want papers, we can just drop papers, but we want to
Point
give
of
comprehensive
information, Honorable.
that will solve a
Order.
problem.
Can we finish with the order, Honorable Majority Leader? We want to get the information from Honorable Wajiro, then we come to you for more information. Kindly allow. Honorable Gashomba, you may put off your microphone. Honorable Wajiro, proceed and give the information.
Mr. Speaker, the Committee of Water is a serious committee, and what information I was giving is they have raised very pertinent issues that will require a lot of investigation. My colleague, Honorable Mwangi Gichuki, has said that we need even to talk to ASREB because it is mentioned that there it's a national body. Therefore, we can't just drop papers in this assembly, Mr. Speaker, and that is why we are seeking for 60 days so that we solve this Olkalau problem once and for all. If seriously they need this information, they need to give us time, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed, Honorable Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I need members to understand better why this whole issue is so emotive and needs urgency in terms of addressing the issue. Mr. Speaker, remember when the tariffs have been gazetted, the only way we can effect on some changes through petition. As members of this Orwasco fraternity, who happens to be the customers, we are seeking a petition. Already we are moving a petition on WASREB. And some of these documents that we are seeking and information is to allow us to be able to put a very solid petition to WASREB. So when members say that we wait for 60 days, Honorable Speaker, and you know the current status, how water is essential at this great moment, Honorable Speaker, this will be a disservice to the people of Olkalau. So members should understand the urgency. You know, for you get a lot of water.
Order, Honorable Gashomba.
You
cannot interrupt Majority Leader.
Honorable, but we cannot be allowed to visit the house, Mr. Speaker.
You know, for him,
we don't allow him to visit the house because he's a majority.
Honorable Gashomba, are you giving information or somebody is out of order? Order, Honorable Majority Leader.
On the same. You cannot Kodeme.
Order.
Honorable Speaker, I was saying
Majority
there
Leader.
is urgency. I don't want even to dwell any more other moment, any other minute, but people should understand that we need to have an urgency, an urgent action so that we can address. Watu watagojea maji mpaka
Order,
mwezi ya nne.
Honorable, your Majority Leader, you are out of order. You can only address within one language you started with. Honorable Gashoba, you had information. Honorable Gashoba. The mic yourself.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Actually, Mr. Speaker, I believe it's an emotive issue, and water is quite scarce within Rokarao, and all the problems that are being raised. But I actually support the minority leader on the way forward about this issue. It's not a matter of the time, the short time or the long time that the report should be brought to this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, it has been alluded that, Mr. Speaker, if you want to give them a report that will be conclusive and sufficient to this Honorable House, please give them time that they are requesting as a committee. Nothing less than that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable Gitau. Honorable Steve, put off your mic.
Mr. Speaker, I need to support this statement, but Mr. Speaker, I suggest for 14 days the committee minimize. Please, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable, order.
Point of
I
information.
don't finish, Mr. Speaker, sir.
What is it? You had already given the extra information, Honorable Matimu.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I was on my feet when a point of order was requested by Honorable.
Okay, conclude, Honorable Steve.
She was seeking for more information. Mr. Speaker, I was saying that the information that we are seeking, we need these papers to help us to make an appeal to WASREB. We need these papers, and we have timelines of 14 to 21 days, Mr. Speaker, sir, to ensure that we do an appeal. After that, it will be absolute. That's why we are seeking that, and I support on what my members just mentioned. If they're not able to work within 7 days, maybe we can add 7 more days. The same charges that we are talking about, Mr. Speaker, are still being implemented.
Honorable Steve, kindly explain what is the 21 days?
I'm saying we are supposed to do a petition. In fact, Honorable Wanjiru has just mentioned that they need to go to WASREB. We, as the residents of Olkalau,
Honorable Steve,
WASREB.
Petition is
so the 14 days.
Order. We want to understand the matter because we have to make a determination of the timeline. We are asking, does the petition has to do with the Assembly's approval?
Mr. Speaker, what we need is some information.
Clarification to Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, like I've said, we are here on 3 main issues, and one is representation. We are representing...
Order, Honorable Steve. All that is understood. Order. I want to guide you because we only have to make one determination of the time to be given and time requested. We want to understand the information you have asked, and this will guide our determination. Unless you strike off the request number 3A.
Point of information, Mr. Speaker.
I refer you to number 3A and number 6. Then the request for 60 days is justifiable unless you strike that out.
Mr. Speaker,
can you guide us with
I'm going to guide you on the two that you've just mentioned.
Point of information, Mr.
Mr. Speaker, 3A is a report on justification on the increment. It is purely coming from Olwasco, not even the Assembly. They are the people who requested for the tariff to be increased.
Proceed to number 6.
Number 6 is a detailed report on the cost of operation. for any company to increase the tariffs, they have
continue and read it, the full of it.
Okay.
Clarification, Speaker.
I have said a detailed report on the cost of operation and maintenance and other expenses and bank statement. You see, Mr. Speaker, for them to go and request for tariff adjustment, they have to take a document that these are our expected expenses. So it's something that they have. And we want to use that to go and make appeal for our people tariffs to be adjusted downwards.
Point of information,
Which, Mr. Speaker,
Order, honorable members. Order, information enough. Order, honorable members.
Kindly, Mr. Speaker, it is critical. It is
order, enough given information. On the given information and the seriousness of the matter, I hereby give the committee 14 days to bring the report. Next order.
Order.
So I'll join them, Mr. Speaker.
The matter is ruled. Proceed.
But this case is in court, Mr. Speaker, and that is the clarification I wanted to seek, whether we can move.
Order, honorable members. Any information will be brought in the report. Proceed, clerk. Next order.
Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a motion to be moved by Honorable Duncan Gedeji-Chege, the chairperson, Committee on Public Accounts and Investments.
Honorable Duncan Gedeji-Chege, chairperson, Committee on Public Accounts and Investments. Any member on behalf of Honorable Duncan Gedeji-Chege?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm holding brief for the Honorable Chair.
Proceed.
And the Honorable Chair has been disposed a little, and we are in agreement that he is able to resume back, and will be able to move the said motion next week. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker.
The reasons given. The matter, I refer the matter back
point
to
of
the
clarification
on the motion.
Yes.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Mwangi Geshoke, my good brother and my friend, is a member of that committee, and he's up to task. He could have brought the motion, because it could have been a very good point for us to raise the issues about the same company that we are talking about on Wasco. But I think with that, because he has sick leave, we have to agree and wait it for next week, which I think it will be debated. Thank you.
Right of reply.
Honorable Matimu, was it not a deliberate interruption of the business if you are in agreement with what we had already said? Okay, I refer the matter to the House Business Committee for rescheduling. Next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we've exhausted the business as highlighted in the morning sessions on the paper.
There being no other business to transact during this sitting, I now adjourn the House to Tuesday, the 4th day of March 2025 at 2:30 p.m.